The flesh wants what the flesh wants, and that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm just gonna roll with that.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox, that's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Have and the Have-Nots. You know what? Like I said, the flesh wants what the flesh wants, period. Just roll with me and we'll get to it and you'll understand why I said that. First thing, we actually see the aftermath of the whole shootout situation. And we got one thing left that needs to go, and that's Erica. And Granny that came out, she's a little pissed off about a restaurant being on tour. But War was dead, so she was good with that. And she said she wanted to thank Candace. She said she owes her one and all that. Mitch still ain't figured, like, what? How the hell do Granny know Candace? Later for that. And they ended up saying, you know what? Mitch said, go on and let Erica go on and live. All she got out of the whole ordeal is a little bruise on her face. And she's sitting over there looking all crazy and scared and all that. Because she knows Candace is going to get her. She knows that. She's going to get her. So after that, we see Candace and Mitch in the car. They get to talking about everything. They talk about how Candace knows Grandma, about Candace being kidnapped and all of that stuff. Mitch actually tells Candace, you know, you actually did do a solid for the neighborhood because Grandma was ready to do the whole ghetto like she did last time when something went down and somebody from the ghetto stepped her wrong. She was getting ready to wipe out the projects and all that. Candace is like, well, you know, it's cool. She don't owe me nothing. We good. He's like, you might not want to offend her. Go on and let her tell you thank you. And then again, you know, that might be something later on that you may need a favor from Mama Rose. So you don't want to blow her off. That you don't want to do. Candace is like, whatever, you know, thank you, whatever. After that, we get Benny and Hannah. Benny's out of jail. Hannah shows up to pick him up. They go through this long scene. It was a rough scene. Like, it was, the acting was really, really good. You know, he was trying to get her to pray. Because he said, let's just go to church. Let's go to the church. You know, because Hannah told him that Candace told her she blames her for Lil Q being dead and her not being dead. So Benny's like, okay, he picks up on right away. He knows his mother is in a bad way. So he's like, let's go to the church. So I want to go to church. Well, let's pray here. So I don't want to pray. So he gets to say in the Lord's Prayer and telling her, help me, help me, help me. And he's going through it. And he knew the whole thing and everything like that. But she never did reciprocate. She just sat there staring. And she just feeling some kind of way. And she was kind of sitting in that and saying, yeah, why did I not get shot? I was hovering over that baby. How did I not get shot? And it was very simple. I mean, I was waiting on Benny to say it, but he didn't. But it's very simple. There's always a plan. God has a plan for everything that goes on. It was time for the baby to go. There was enough. There's enough. That when they say God calls people home, that's a prime example. Yeah, you're hovering over him. You didn't catch not one bullet. That's because there's something else that you need to do that's here. You got things to do here, and it's time for him to go back. It's time for him to go home. And it's a shame that it had to go that way, but that's how it works. God has a plan. We are just like pawns in the plan. We're game pieces in the Monopoly game, and we're being moved. You ain't got no control over it. It is what it is. It was time for little Q to go back to where he came from. And there wasn't nothing that you could do to stop that. And she knows that. She knows that. But she's just so in her grief and questioning God at this point that she just can't get to what it is that she knows for a fact. And I'll be glad when she gets around to it. I understand it, but I'll be glad when she gets around to it because she's starting to get on my nerves now with all them questions, you know, because he give you a little minute to questioning, but after you do it for too long, then you're doing too much. So, girl, you need to let that go. Anyway, next we got that David and that Erica. Erica then pulled another one on David, told him a whole shit, coming with a whole new story about what's going on, because she was packing. She tried to get out of town before Candace get her hands on her ass. She's going through all these different things, and David's like, well, what is it? She said, I just need some money. It's my fiance. He hit me, and David's like, hit you? Who is he? What's his name? Baby, I'll have him done, have him picked up, have him fixed. No, this, that, and the other. I just need to get away. Told a lie, end up going. He takes her off. David then took her with him. She going over his house, child. That's all. She's still scamming. She got to go. I'm sick of Erica. She needs to go. But that's okay. Candace gonna get her. I can't wait till Candace get her. Smack her around some more. Anyway, moving on. Melissa's mom delivers Melissa to Veronica's house. Child, this was too much. We got to really see her mom. Oh, well, she given very much of, she learned her lesson. She ain't going to do that mess no more, child. She got herself together. Ain't that right? This, that, thing, and the other. And Veronica was putting on these airs like she don't really be misusing Melissa. But then she was talking cash shit to the mother. And the mother was going on talking about the funeral and this, that, and the other. She would say, so how much do you need? Like, she wasn't even playing the game with her. She's like, what do you want? How much do you want? Oh, well, that's what she said. I know you will. And then she said, oh, something in here smells good. Something smells good. She says, what is that? She says, that's dinner. She'll say, oh, well. She said, it's dinner. Good night. I said, McDonald's for you, sweetheart. Threw her right on out. Then told Melissa, she said, that bitch would get on a gnat's nerve. She said, always acting like a crackhead. Ooh, give me a 5, give me a 10. I said, oh, she's so ignorant. She said, there's nothing wrong with her. She said, is your mother on crack? She said, no, my mother's not on crack. She's on disability. She said, that bitch ain't disabled. She said, she's a crackhead. Give me a 5, give me a 10. I said, oh, my God. Mess. Then Melissa's like, well, I'll just stay down here. She'll say, no, baby, you're not staying down here. Your place is upstairs. Now let's go. Took her upstairs. They're going to tell her, oh, did you think this room was going to be cleaned up? Did you think that I was going to pay someone to clean up this mess? Oh, no, girl, that's much too expensive. I'm not doing that. You made the mess. Now you clean it up. Get it up. And I don't want to see not one red spot on any of my stuff. And that'll be a lesson to you if you try to do something like this again. Now get cleaning. I said, oh, I just can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then told her, and that baby that you're carrying, it had better be healthy and it better be cute. I don't understand at this point. I don't get. I know Melissa is shaken mentally and she's beat down at this point. But right now, there's nothing to live for. Really, because her mother talked about selling the house to give Veronica back. I mean, she got her in the catch-22. She gonna sell her house to give Veronica money that she owes her. Then she's moving on off to, did she say Massachusetts or Michigan? Somewhere with her sister. So tell me why you're still doing this, Melissa. Because being in a shelter would be better than being with Veronica. Your dad is dead. Your mammy ain't shit. Tell me why you're doing this again. Baby, I would have been smack Veronica in the face and jump down them steps and kill that baby. And I'm just being real. I wouldn't have that baby. I would not have that. Then again, let me take that back. Brrr, let me rewind that. Yeah, I would, because I would flip the script on that. Yeah, I would have that baby and then sue them for money, for child support. So yeah, I'll take that back. I wouldn't jump down to kill the baby. I thought about that because that would definitely hurt Veronica, for her to lose the grandbaby. But no, I would not. I would use the grandbaby as my meal ticket because no matter what, Jeffrey would still have to pay child support unless they fight me to take the baby. And it's kind of hard. I mean, money talks, but proving a mother unfit, well, she got this little thing with suicide now, but that's all right. We would play the game. It wouldn't be going her way, I'm telling you. We would be playing my game at this point. We would not be playing her game. Anyway, moving on. Candace and Charles, they're getting on my nerves. They had this little conversation, and he's like, I got to go to New York. This, that, thing, and the other, and you come see me, and blah, 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 blah. And he's still trying to filter her into this game of being part of this harem, basically. And she's like, whatever. Like I ain't feeling all that. And she's like, so, yeah, you come on and see me, this, that, and the other. She's like, so should I do this before or after I bury my son? Basically let them know that this ain't none of this about me. This is all about you. You're on some bull crap. And he's like, no, after, of course, this, that, thing, keep on, Charles. Go on and keep on playing with Candace. Try to pull her into the harem. You're going to be writing her. You're going to be in the issue messing with Candace. And I'm here for it. Go ahead on. Next thing we see Hannah, Benny, and Mrs. Cryer. So there's a whole mess with that. Well, let's just talk about Mrs. Cryer and Hannah first. Because she basically ends up telling Hannah, I'm going to give you this house. I'll give you this house because I'm having my father's house renovated. And as soon as it's done, I'm leaving. And then I'm going to give you this house. No. She never wants to take anything from her. So they went around and around the mulberry bush for 30 minutes about this. And then she tells her, she says, you know what, Hannah? If I was black, would you take things from me? When I offer you things, if I was a black woman, would you be fighting with me like this, or would you just take things from me if I was a black woman? She said, because, it really hurt my feelings when you told me that you're not my slave, because I don't view you that way. I view you like you're a family. You are the one friend that I have. When I had cancer and I was bleeding, I watched you clean the blood out of my sheets. I watched you pray over my children when I didn't ask you and didn't know nothing about the power of prayer. You prayed over my children. I watched you do that. You didn't even know I was watching you do that. You are my friend. You are the only friend I have. So I don't understand why you can't take things from me when I offer them to you. She said, because this little house here is nothing. If I gave you what I really wanted to give you, you couldn't even handle it. I said, girl, you better say it, Catherine. And Hannah, you better get yourself together with your homeless ass. Master, she's getting on my nerves, too. So anyway, after that, we see Benny had told Hannah, they were talking about, going down to the funeral home and getting everything together. And Benny told Hannah, under no uncertain terms, we're going to include Candace into this whole process, her son. And Hannah's like, what? He's like, I'm right. And I'm not listening to that bullcrap you're talking about. I'm going to call Candace. And all that, he called her. Candace is like, oh, God. They just still clash. But she's like, I'll meet you all there, so that was that. After that, right before they left, Jim Cryer comes in. Jim ends up interrupting them. Benny and Hannah say, we're going to go ahead on. You go ahead and meet us. They leave Catherine there. Catherine and Jim get to going back and forth, child. And he's like, now I need to know what we're going to do here. Because you done burnt down my house. She said, yes, I did. He said, but you said you burned it down because you want to get rid of the evidence. Hello? The evidence wasn't even in the house. All the carpets and the stuff with the blood splatter, you put it in, it's all in storage. It still exists. So you didn't do anything. You burnt my house down for no reason. She said, no, it wasn't for no reason. I never liked that house. I always hated that house. And I was actually hoping that you were in it. But unfortunately, you weren't. And he's like, oh my God. So she's like, so I don't give a damn about that house. I don't care nothing about what you're talking about, okay? So they get to going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then the next thing you know, didn't Jim turn out to pull this big pimping act out? and took and gave it to Catherine like one old gigolo baby, rolled up on her and told her, you know what, Kate, I want you. She gonna say, you don't want me. All you want is your whores. And they get to going back and forth. He punked her right on down. Next thing you know, child, he done stretched her out on the end of the bed with her little short self, child. She couldn't hardly even reach her. Her shoulders was on the bed. The rest of her body was down on the floor. I said, she's so short and pushed in, child. He got up on her, honey, and punked her down, honey, and she was talking that stuff to him. I don't want you. I can't stand you. I hate you. Honey, he got to kissing her and carried on to her. Oh, I love it when you're mad. Oh, yeah, honey. Next thing you know, child, Big Pimpin slid it up in her, honey, and Catherine was dying, honey. He done got her wig all sideways. I said, oh, the flesh wants what the flesh wants. He has always been able to punk her and smooth it over with his penis, honey, and that's what he did, honey. Got her. Or so he thinks. Keep listening. I'll talk to y'all next week. Trust me, some stuff get ready to go down next week. So when you see the review go up, click it at him next week. Because Catherine Gary talks some straight cold shit to Jim. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.